How to simplify learning Sicilian defense variations. Imagine trying to learn a new game with dozens of different moves and strategies. Sounds overwhelming, right? But what if you could break it down into smaller, easier parts? That's exactly what we're doing today. We're going to find simple ways to learn the many variations of the Sicilian defense, one of the most popular openings in chess. First, start with the basic idea behind the opening. The Sicilian defense begins with the moves pawn to e4 and pawn to c5. Black challenges white's control of the center in a different way than the usual pawn to e5. Instead of mirroring white, black pushes the c-pawn to attack the d4 square and create a dynamic and balanced position. Once you understand this core idea, focus on the main variations. The four most common are the Najdorf, Dragon, Classical, and Scheveningen. Each has its own typical pawn structures and piece placements. For example, the Najdorf features pawn to a6, which stops white from pinning the knight or invading certain squares. The Dragon has black fianchettoing the dark-squared bishop to g7, controlling long diagonals. The Classical develops the knight to d7 and challenges white's knight on d4, while the Scheveningen sets up pawns on d6 and e6 for flexibility. To make learning easier, don't try to memorize every move in each variation. Instead, learn the main ideas and plans. For example, in the Najdorf, black often aims for pawn breaks like e7, e5, or d7, d5. In the Dragon, black looks to attack on the queen side or develop the bishop to g7. Knowing these plans helps you understand why certain moves are played, rather than just memorizing sequences. It's also helpful to study typical pawn structures and piece placements. Recognize how each variation's setup influences the middle game. Watching games played by strong players can show you how these ideas work in real situations. Focus on understanding the goals behind each move, not just the moves themselves. Another tip is to practice these variations in your own games. Play training matches where you stick to one variation at a time. This helps you see common tactics and plans in action. Over time, you'll start to see patterns and feel more comfortable with each variation. Finally, organize your study materials. Use books, videos, or online resources that break down the Sicilian into sections. Start with the open Sicilian, where white plays d4 early, then explore less common sidelines. This step-by-step approach keeps things manageable and prevents you from feeling overwhelmed. By focusing on the main ideas and typical plans of each variation, you turn a complex opening into a series of understandable parts. This way, learning the Sicilian defense becomes less confusing and more enjoyable. Remember, mastering a chess opening is about understanding the why behind each move, not just memorizing sequences. Keep practicing, stay curious, and soon the Sicilian will feel much more approachable.